Good morning and welcome to Enterprise Morning, right? Even with the my oga, come on. Enterprise Morning right here on Enterprise Television. I am Kendi Bodering.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
Okay, it's a brand new day, bringing fresh stories, shaping Nigeria and beyond. We will kick off with today's newspaper review before diving into our main conversation of the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment. Remember, you can be part of the conversation by dropping your comments, liking, and following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. So joining us to shed light on the matters at hand is Emeka Magnagu. He's a journalist and a public affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, Emeka.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Good
All right,
morning.
thank you. All right, so let's start with the first daily on our desk.
Okay, we have the Guardian newspaper, and on the top strip, Asuu threatens nationwide strike over unmet demands.
And also we have over 5,000 cargoes trapped at ports amid 2 trillion naira demurrage losses.
Okay, still on the top strip, we have court orders for features of ex-military officers, 5 billion naira shares to FG.
And also we have gunmen kidnap pastor, worshipper, couple in Kogi and Katsina.
Okay, still on the top strip of the Guardian newspaper, we have insecurity. Tinubu to unveil revised national counter-terrorism strategy.
All right, Emeka, let's start with this story. Asuu drags federal government to Supreme Court over withheld local government funds. Isn't it very disturbing that many years ago, decades ago, President Bola Tinubu, then governor of Lagos State, equally went through this under President Olusegun Obasanjo? How then is it that he is allowing this repeat to a sub-sovereign state, knowing what he felt during the days of or the beginning of the Fourth Republic?
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it is very, the withholding of Osun State funds is unconstitutional and just a continuation of the, the unlawful, unconstitutional tendencies of the Bola Tinubu administration. They're just continued in this impunity. Holding on to the allocations of a state simply because they want to impose their will on the state. And the Supreme Court, by their lackadaisical attitude, they've not given hope, for for a quick resolution of any matter since the current Chief Justice came into power, came into office. They've not, they've not given any hope. Look at the River State matter, just still there hanging. It was mentioned at the NBA conference and in Enugu, the NBA annual general conference. And it is unfair to the people of the state for you to withhold their allocations when there has been no definite ruling. You cannot be the judge and jury and prosecutor in your own case. This is just impunity at the most despicable level. Thank you.
Okay, still on that same newspaper, we have I think we should we take Asuu. Asuu threatens.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, Asuu threatens nationwide strike over unmet demands. So, Emeka, what do you think about this story? Because this strike, we know that anything that has to do with strike is going to be like a stoppage for students, and not just only for the students, for also the staff. So what's Asuu's key or met demands from the federal government? Okay, are you there?
Yeah, of course, the main remains the signing of the renegotiated 2009, the renegotiated agreement for the federal government to go ahead and implement the renegotiated, agreement. That's all. That's what is needed. There's nothing, I mean, what is to lecture, to go and teach, impart knowledge to upcoming generations. So it is very, very important, for that agreement that we negotiated for the federal government to sign it. You cannot treat education
Okay, I think we're having a little bit of a glitch there. Emeka, can you hear us? We can't hear you very well.
Development of any society, and even what even after asking of living now, it's peanuts compared to their mates elsewhere, compared to their colleagues in Ghana, in South Africa. In other African countries, it's peanuts. But implement this. That's
I think we've lost him. Are you there?
I can hear you.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so let's move on to the Punch newspaper, even if we're finding it a little bit difficult to hear you that much.
Okay, so on the Punch, we have, still on the top strip of the Punch newspaper, we have U.S. courts jails Asuu monarchs over $4.2 million COVID-19 fraud.
And also on the top strip, we have 239 first-class lecturers quit Unilag over poor pay. And that's coming from the XVC.
Okay, Asuu protests rocks campuses ahead FG talks.
And 2027 PDP ticket zoning to South splits the North.
Okay, the last story we have on the Punch is probe begins as Abuja-Kaduna train mishap injures 6. Those are the stories we have on the Punch newspaper.
All right, Mecca, let's take a look at, we actually had talked about education in the last newspaper, and now let's crisscross into the next issue, which equally relates to education. 239 first-class lecturers quit Unilag over poor pay, and that's coming from ex-VP. Do you think Dr. Tunji Alausa, who has suspended about 21 universities in Nigeria, the much we can know, do you think this is a cause of concern for the federal government?
Can you hear us? Are you there?
Okay, I think we're having a little bit of challenge there. So just before we can reconnect possibly back to Emeka, we have it right here, how that the 239 first-class lecturers quit Unilag over poor pay. Now, Unilag is one of those prestigious universities, and it's one that one should be afraid. If 239 first-class lecturers quit the university, how many is remaining? That is bad, really, for education in Nigeria, especially, for Unilag. And just a couple of days back, we learned that the federal government actually suspended about 21 universities for not performing that much. According to Dr. Tunji Alausa, he said there's one in somewhere where they had about 1,000 plus lecturers plus the people who work there, and only 800 students. So, which means it doesn't make any sense, really, holding that university.
For the fact that Unilag is the most talked about school, and having a situation like this, it's going to cause a lot of concerns, not just on the not just for the school alone, but for the student or on the student, right? Because I see no reason why. Well, they might have their reasons anyway of existing, or sorry, of exiting, or resigning from the job.
Hello, hello.
Yes,
Okay.
Emeka, can you hear us?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear
Sorry,
you.
I the problem of network. Oh, I was on Glow network. It tuned out, so I've
Alright.
switched to MTN now.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay.
Yes,
It's not
so
good.
we're speaking to the
I'm
issue
in
of
the heart of
239 first-class lecturers quit Unilag over poor pay.
39 what?
239 first-class lecturers quit Unilag over poor pay.
Yes, why not? I do remember some years ago when the Dangote, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, put out an advert for PhD holder.
Yeah,
To come and, who will be interested in driving a truck.
drive truck.
People applied. People applied. If you remember, people applied.
Yes.
PhD holders applied. Look, the economy is difficult. So people are looking for how to put food on the table, how to take care of their needs, how to take care of their families. So that first-class degree holders, look, is no longer, we have our priorities upside down. Normally, first-class holders should actually be lecturers. They should be, encouraged to lecture. But you see, what is the pay of a professor? What is the pay of an assistant lecturer, of a graduate assistant? What is the pay of even a vice chancellor? A vice chancellor was telling us the other day of a foremost university in Nigeria. That vice chancellor, his pay was 900,000 naira. We were shocked. 900,000 naira. As a matter of fact, they concessioned one of their, some of their recreational facilities to somebody outside. And the pay of the MD of that company was much more than his own. And they were making money. This was a recreational facility that the university couldn't maintain for some time. But they were just spending money, but little was coming in. Anytime the senior staff of the university went on strike, all those halls were shut down. But after they concessioned them to a private investor, things started moving. The money was just rolling in. So, for first class, who should actually be, encouraged to go into teaching, for them to quit, then you can imagine. It shows you that, people have to prioritize in every society. People prioritize welfare, over and above any other thing. They have got to take care of their bills. They've got to take care of their families. And the case in Nigeria is so pathetic. It's so pathetic. The pay is poor. And the minimum wage 70,000. Where will 70,000 take you to? It can't even take you home. So a lot of, there are a lot of distortions in the economy. And so you see, as I see graduates now operating POS businesses, some even riding Okada, some even working as a security man.
Are you still there?
It's actually quite
Tells you
disturbing.
that tells you how badly things have gone. We must reprioritize. We must reorder our priorities. We can't treat education like a joke anymore. Thank you.
Thank you so very, very much, because it's actually quite disturbing and sad to note that our senators, most of them aren't even as educated as our lecturers, but almost all of them smile home with a minimum of 14 million naira every month, while lecturers who are there to teach students that will be the future of tomorrow for Nigeria are paid less than 300,000, with the professor going home with less than 500,000. And this shows the issue of priority. And if really the government of the day under President Bola Tinubu does truly know how to fix all of this.
And even
all
the
of this
leaders
issue.
should understand that these lecturers actually taught them.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
You can see how life
Yeah.
is. These lecturers taught some of them. You know, some went to, you know, further more in their education, and these lecturers even, you know, taught them. And not just only them. These lecturers taught their children, you know, and I'm sure that if not because of the teachings those lecturers have given the children, they will not be a graduate.
Definitely,
right?
very
So
true.
I just feel that they need to look more into this. And while Emeka was speaking, he said we should encourage people going into teaching. Now my question is, do we really, now looking at this generation, do you think they would like to go into that profession?
How would they go into it when Pella is already asking BAs, people with masters, to come and apply and be cameramen?
Can you just
And women.
imagine?
So it's actually a very disturbing one. Emeka, let's go to the Vanguard newspaper for today. Third Mainland Bridge mishap, LASMA, police, FRSC, differ. I know you've seen that viral video where some young lads, you know, were having a car race at the Third Mainland Bridge, which resulted ugly to a mishap, which lots of people lost their lives and so on and so forth. I would love you to speak on this matter with respect to, you know, how we as a people, even if the law of the land fails us, we as a people equally fail ourselves.
You said it all with your statement, you know, I mean, with your last comment. I mean, if we often fail ourselves, then we turn around to blame the government. I mean, people have not put the mainland bridge into a racetrack. I saw that video, I was so horrified. You can imagine people who are going on their own. Hey. People who are going on their own, you know, going their way. I mean, who may have lost their lives, who may have been injured because of these hooligans. I mean, Lagos State government has tried, you know, invested so much in providing infrastructure. Quality infrastructure. And then people turning the terminal into a restaurant. What is it? What is all this? What do we attribute it to? Is it that we are, you know, like they said one time, that we have so many patients with mental Nigerians with mental challenges? It's sad when you see things like this. But the thing is this: when they arrest the perpetrators, you know, somebody will call, one big man will come from somewhere, and then they'll be released. So we even mock ourselves, our lax attitude to law enforcement, our lax attitude, you know, to punitive measures against lawbreakers. If some people have been made an example of, those who engage in this carnage, if they are made an example of, you know, of course, nobody would try it. If people are sentenced to life imprisonment, nobody will try it. Nobody. But a society that jokes at its own laws, what do you expect? What do you expect to happen again and again and again? Because sometimes when I've been on that bridge, I was so scared. The way people were zooming across, including convoys. Zooming across, not even giving a care that there were cameras there. Wow, it's too bad. It's too bad.
Very, very bad. You know, very, very, very bad. I think this is an open call to everyone responsible, both the federal and state government, and equally the LASMA and FRSC officials. Also, I do not know if they have a media arm, or is it the duty of the National Orientation Agency to beef up more communication about road use and how people should manage them? You know, because even if we have the best of roads, people would literally turn them to race tracks. And when we don't have the best of roads, people will complain that our roads are not good enough and it spoils our car. So you can see the mismatch of issues there, and it's actually very disturbing. But of course, we'll be right back. Emeka will still be here to take us on our main conversation for today, and that is when we return. Not vows a political showdown as PDP zones 2027 presidency to the south. That in a bit is still Enterprise Morning. Please don't go anywhere. because we'll be right back.